What is Premier Li Keqiang pledging?
Well, it's not quite the kitchen sink yet, but policymakers obviously are concerned by the country not being able to meet their growth target of about 5.5% this year. Most economists that we've spoken to are ratcheting down their expectations for growth because of these lockdowns, these twin lockdowns, if you want to call them that, twin outbreaks, I should call it. Beijing is not necessarily in lockdown yet, but some of Chaoyang, its biggest and most populous district, of course, is going through mass testing, and there's a lot of fears that there could be a lockdown. Essentially, Li Keqiang, he's the chair of the State Council, that's essentially China's cabinet. They're pledging to stabilize employment, because keep in mind, in March, the unemployment rate fell to about 5.8%. It's worse since May of 2020, at the beginning of the pandemic, of course. And so we've seen a number of different measures coming, or at least pledges from policymakers, from the PBOC, saying it will step up earlier this week monetary support to the real economy and provide ample liquidity to the economy. Then Xi Jinping, the same day on Tuesday, called for an all-out effort to increase infrastructure spending. Now the State Council is calling for jobs creation. More forceful policy, he's calling for, should be taken to boost jobs, and that would be a key support to keeping growth within what he calls a proper range. State Council saying subsidies will be provided to industries hit hardest by the pandemic, as well as providing or encouraging flexible work environment and delay some social insurance payments for SMEs. As I said, not quite the kitchen sink quite yet, but big policymakers in Beijing trying to stem the economic slide.
What's the latest on the outbreaks in Shanghai and Beijing?
Well, it looks like it's stabilizing. The outbreaks in Shanghai, we got indications yesterday that some districts, if they do not have current outbreaks, relaxation of that lockdown could happen. Haven't necessarily seen it yet. But again, Beijing also has its number of infections down still below 50. Shanghai had a drop in number of new daily infections for a fourth consecutive day. Changchun and Jilin City up in the northeast, they will start gradually lifting COVID control measures from today. But it's not the end of the end of this, because Yiwu in Zhejiang is in lockdown. That's the city that creates most of the world's knickknacks, Christmas ornaments, MAGA hats, you name it. They are in lockdown.